In 2019, Nick Rekieta kissed the chocolate starfish of government and repeatedly called Ron Toye a domestic abuser. Nick's entire basis for this was on one protective order granted by the court to Ron Toye's partner at the time. Ron Toye was never criminally charged nor convicted of domestic violence, but Nick, let the government prove it, Rekieta, would repeatedly lean on this order as proof of guilt against Ron. My, how times have changed.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I am your early and hetero host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And today, oh baby, we've got some showing to do. And we might just have a little bit of snickering to do. Hit that like. Slap that like, whatever you want to say. I don't care. Do that. Kick us up into trending, because trust me, everyone wants to see what's going on. And it's okay. So here we go. What is this? I'm sure many of you know, after I announced I'd be streaming tonight, some sensitive documents were released about my family. Uh-oh. The great thing about this is everybody wants you to they want you to address everything. And so I'll have to address everything in a very specific way, because I don't know if you guys know, but there are certain charges and allegations against me at the moment. Every fucking time with these male feminist beta weasels. Every single time. Every fucking time. And I have to talk in very specific ways about those things. Typically, not talking about them is what I have to do. But I have to talk a little bit about them because I talk in public for a living and people want to know what's going on, obviously. I know people want to draw conclusions from whatever's going on. And look, there's no way around it. There's nothing to say other than people will get to draw their conclusions from what they read. I'm not here to fight you guys at all. I'm not here to fight your conclusions. I'm not here to fight or justify or prove anything. I don't need to do that for you. Believe it or not, a lot of really well-meaning friends want me to do that. And these people are lawyers, which is shocking. They want me. I'll say it this way. They say, Nick, you need to do X, Y, and Z because of your YouTube channel and your online image. And my response is, sir, madam, I don't know if you know this, but the lowest priority in my life right now is my public image for the purposes of YouTube and Rumble. But I have to talk a little bit about them because I talk in public for a living and people want to know what's going on, obviously. Uh-oh. So any of you who want me to come out here and do some weird grandiose apology or prostrate myself in front of you, let me just help you with my public image right now. Fuck you.
Okay. And basically, you know what? Fuck you. For bringing this up right here and right now. Fuck you.
Elizabeth.
Heartfelt.
Right in your goddamn mouth. I'm not here to worry about what you think about me. And that should be obvious to damn near anybody. And if you think it's in my character to come out and grovel before you and say, oh, I'm so sorry I let you down. I didn't let you down. I didn't pick you up. I didn't make you, and I didn't make promises to you. And for every sack of garbage out there that says that I am somehow a danger to my wife and children, you will never, ever see even a complaint of domestic abuse from me. Not once. But one of the guys you're supporting, court found it true. Think on that. You don't support me. You think that I'm some monster because I say mean words to your little idols. These are your idols. These are the people you're holding on such a high pedestal. Think about it. So if you feel let down by me, let yourself down from the stool, Robin Williams. I'm not here for you. I'm not here to own your feelings, and I'm not here to apologize to your feelings and sensibilities either. And if I did, you shouldn't respect me, because anybody who comes out like a little fucking bitch and says, I really am worried about my public image, not my family, not my liberty, not holding government accountable, none of that, but my public image, my public image. Now imagine we're expecting people to just be completely silent because they have a pending legal matter, even if it's a criminal matter. Maybe in their best interest, but it may not also be plausible in the real sense to just shut all things down. Instead, the new hotness is to recommend extreme caution in how you partake in that communication. That becomes doubly, much exponentially, we'll say, more difficult for people who have to speak publicly on these platforms because, well, if you have to keep speaking on the platforms to say, generate a revenue stream or keep a business going, then you have that sort of as a millstone around your neck. You still have to do the thing, even though it's not recommended or not wise. You're insignificant. Sorry. You aren't good at your fucking job. You aren't good at being a lawyer, and you're certainly not good at being a media hound. You're fucking embarrassing. And you're a piece of shit. Have fun. All right. Let's get back to this. The accusation from government is not a conviction. It may convict you in the eyes of people, and that's fine. If I'm convicted in your eyes, good. Go find someone else. You're now validated. I bid you adieu. I'm sorry I let you down by never promising anything. So, the one thing I will not ever do, ever, this is my pledge. I will never lie to you. I have no reason to lie to you. I will make mistakes. I'll screw up. I'll call Jay Woolman a gamer word. I'll do all sorts of stupid shit. I'll never lie to you. Because it's not in who I am. You guys have questions about me, about my morals, about my values, you can ask. I'll answer all of them. And doing something that you didn't approve of, maybe. Except that thing that I'm supposed to have done still remains to be seen. But I will say this, I will be holding government to its full accountability to the extent of my rights. And anybody who thinks I shouldn't do that, okay. You're watching. Pay attention. This is the piece of shit scumbag degenerate that you're jerking off every single day. Every single day. Listen to what he did. And oh, wouldn't it be embarrassing if a court held that these facts were true after a hearing? Oh my God, wouldn't that be embarrassing? Guess what? You won't find out if they did or not today, but you probably will tomorrow, won't you? Won't you? I don't know what law channels you're watching. Probably a cockeyed Koreans or something. Someone who doesn't understand the value of innocence until proven guilt. Someone who doesn't understand the value of constitutional rights. Or maybe people who just like to talk really big about not listening to government until the government comes knocking. Then suddenly they're fucking pussies, running around in the truest definitions of a 90s, crying, prostrating themselves, begging for the leather to put their tongue on, like it's a big chocolate starfish. These people are terrible. You're terrible. Absolutely awful. Awful people. No one can change it, right? You are a wife beater, Ron. It's in public documents. You're a wife beater. The court found you to be a wife beater of their local police chief or whatever. Sorry. You will never, ever find that attitude from me or my channel. Well, I didn't beat her. Yeah, you did. The court found that you did. Court found that you were going to do it again because you're a disgusting monster. And you will never have me apologize to you for anything in my life other than being late to streams and being generally inept and retarded at running them. I'll apologize for that because I'm guilty of that. But anybody out there speculating right now about whether or not a government document is accurate, well, I'll let you determine if government is accurate or not. It's not up to me. It's up to the government to prove they're accurate. You're a disgusting abuser who beats women and threatens to murder children. The court found that to be true, and they found it likely to continue because you're that disgusting and broken. As for me, I have a lot to say about what is on documents that have been released. Paper copies of documents released before they're available to the public. That's a little strange. Case files that are protected being accessed by members of the public. That's a little strange. There are publicly available documents. They're going to get posted on Kiwi Farms, I'm guessing, in the next couple days because I'm going to put them up on stream. We're going to go through them. I'm going to put them on stream. I'm guessing other people are going to find them and they're going to go back and pull this stuff. So it's coming out. There's no putting this genie back in the bottle. The timing of certain drops coming out, that's a little strange. The thinness of a search warrant's probable cause statement, very strange. Cops know they're not stupid. They're good at their jobs. They know when you've got drugs. They've got a profile of a drug user, and yes, you fit it. Of course you do. If you have drugs, there's certain behaviors that cops see all the time. But it's not for me to fight these things on YouTube. And anybody who suggests that I should, or that I have some duty to explain to you my legal strategy, my legal avenues for doing this, or that anything I say or don't say is somehow either an admission or an omission of some duty I owe to the general public. Anyone who's saying that, anyone who is saying that is a lying grifter in the truest, not funny sense of the word. And so many people, because of corrupt prosecutors, have been prosecuted for them being fucking stupid rather than them doing wrong. I'm trying to help you. And I have zero respect for anyone like that, especially if they call themselves a lawyer. Anyone who calls themselves a lawyer and immediately demands me to run out and bend over before government not only shouldn't be a lawyer, they shouldn't be an American, and they shouldn't be a lot of other things. Because last I checked, we don't do that round here. You guys ever seen that? You seen abuse? Seen real abuse. Seen lots of real abuse. Too much. Was a foster parent, been an attorney, defended women from scumbags like this. I've defended kids from scumbags like this. I've long talked about the transparency of courts and what they're for. It's amazingly ironic to me that people hear me talk about that. They'll agree with me. The transparency of courts was always to hold government accountable, by the way, not your fellow man. Video and transparency of the courts is something I'm pretty passionate about. One, because I'm self-interested in making money off of them. Two, because it protects the people from judicial abuse or abuse by the state. And three, because it protects the citizenry from lies by people about the abuse of the state. The transparency of courts was always to hold government accountable, by the way, not your fellow man. And three, because it protects the citizenry from lies by people about the abuse of the state. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And the amount of fucking pussies out there now who consistently lose that principle and say, no, actually, government must be correct at all times, baffles me. Baffles me more when they work with the government in the system and still think that way. I will not. I never will. You'll never get that from me on this channel. I will not be coming out here crying to you about something that didn't ever involve anyone here. Stop lying. Why don't you help yourself? Why don't you help yourself? You still have time to help yourself, you dummy. You have time. It's baffling that you're acting this way. All right. I know people are going to have commentary. They're going to have questions. They're going to have demands about my situation. And I'll just have to say, all the things I'm going to say impactful to my case will be said through counsel in court. They won't be said here. You've watched this channel long enough. You should understand that. There's really no legal harm in that, but it's better to not say anything for your legal case. Like, that's the better answer. And if that's not acceptable to you, too fucking bad. There's no other way for me to do it. Right now, I am charged with a serious felony. Many of you have heard that sentence. Possibility is 25 years. It's a very unlikely outcome for someone like me, but it is a possibility, I suppose, in the grand scheme of things. That's not something to be taken lightly. It's not something to be laughed at. And you deserve whatever retribution comes your way, short of physical violence. You guys do not deserve to be harassed, assaulted, or violence in any way. None of that. I just mean as far as career fallout. I mean as far as your personal emotional roller coaster that you have to go through a lawsuit. I think you deserve every minute of that because I think you're awful people. I don't condone harassment. I've never once suggested people harass you, and I have not brought the people who have harassed you onto my show, even when they emailed me with video showing you guys looking like idiots and how they were bothering you. I didn't give them the time of day. You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome. I've never, ever, ever supported harassment despite you lying about me, you fucking pieces of garbage. I've never once supported it. That said, everything else you get, everything in your personal realm where you lose work because people are like, I don't want to work with someone who might cause me to lose my job, or I don't want someone who brings all that controversy. Own it. That's yours, and you deserve it. You deserve every lost dollar. Everyone, because you suck. You suck, and you're liars. You are trash. You are lying garbage, and you deserve every bad thing that comes to you short of someone else hurting you. You don't deserve that, because no one does. And that's the only reason. You watch this show because for some reason it entertains you. I often fucking wonder what it is. I'm kind of offering a very high level descrambling of legalese into some sort of understandable English. Hopefully understandable. But I've been getting good feedback on that, so I appreciate it. I really do take feedback and criticism seriously. I want to provide a video that people want to watch. So if you have some, lay it on me, buddy.
Because I couldn't watch my show. I would find it terrible. And maybe you do. Maybe that's what you like. That's cool. Maybe you find it wildly enjoyable. That's great. I'm glad. I come out here to entertain you.
Thanks for doing what you do, and that is watching this video, among other things, of course. But you guys watching is what keeps me producing the content. And so keep watching and keep telling me what you want to see, and I will keep producing. You make it all very much worth the severe amount of time that I put into it.
Now, this stream is not about entertainment, although many of you will probably be entertained by it, and that's good. This stream is one of the few real serious streams that I have to do. Because I will be back full-time streaming.
Because I want to see him fail. And that's just my own perverse desire to see him fail.
And this was going to be the announcement for that. A little bit of recognition of the differences in the studio that I have. Well, not different. It's the same studio, but different decorations and arrangements of things. And there's still some stuff to be done on it. We were going to talk about my biggest current concern, which is I got more fan mail, but tonight's no longer appropriate for that. Yes, that's right. In the midst of all of this, I got an ethics complaint for swearing too fucking much.
I try not to use the F word on my stream. Like, I don't mind an occasional swear word in rhetorical stuff, but it's a false passion.
Which puts me at, I think, 57. I think. I lost count. It was going to be a more entertainment-focused show.
Yeah, I want to see if my wife is sleeping with my friend.
People come out and they say, Nick hasn't taken accountability for his actions. And I'm like, the government hasn't proven my actions. So how can I take accountability for that which hasn't been shown?
And, it's important to know that the U.S. government is charging people for real crimes too on occasion. Not just fake crimes. Sometimes they're real, and sometimes they involve real kids and who are really exploited. What you did was disgusting, and it wasn't anime, and it definitely involved real kids and real victims. And the fact that you might think that there aren't real victims from this crime means that you aren't rehabilitated, and maybe you should go back to prison.
What I do know is this. I have counsel in this case. People thought I would represent myself because I guess they're retarded. I have counsel in this case. He seems like a good dude, a competent dude, and we will be going through this and doing what needs to be done.
If I were looking at this case, I would look for a potential error in process, a potential error in the collection of the evidence, failure to obtain consent, something like that. If I cannot find that, my advice to the client would probably be to plead guilty and we would negotiate a plea deal. Sometimes it's not worth fighting when they have extremely compelling evidence.
I see a lot of speculation on the internet, and I can see basically all of it has many of the major details wrong. And that's fine. Most of the details aren't for anybody. And that covers a whole lot more than the criminal case, just my life. My life story is becoming marvelously interesting, even though it's painful and really fucking annoying a lot of the time.
I gave you every piece of deference. Now I know you're just a scumbag like the rest of the people in this profession, and you deserve to be drugged through the street peacefully as possible and made fun of, sir.
But government will be dealt with as I guess time permits, allows. I'm not even sure how to say it. As the time becomes appropriate, government will be dealt with in course. These charges will be dealt with in course. I know what many of you are saying about these types of charges and the allegations against me. And you know what? Say what you will. Watch. You get to watch it live. You get to see what it does with me, to me. You get to see the outcome as it happens. It's pretty fucking rare. Should be a good show for you guys. For me, it'll be one of the most stressful and horrifying times of my entire life. When you're accused of something, you deserve a defense. That's the whole point of our system that was built. So I take drug cases. I try not to take DUI cases very often because I have a family and I drive them around. And I think there are other people better equipped.
This is legitimate nuts, an insane, degenerate, threatening, manipulative, conniving pile of garbage.
As I've always said, being under indictment by the government is one of the worst positions people can be in. But I'll deal with it. Because unlike groveling, sniveling commentators online who've never had to deal with any actual adversity in their lives,
Guys, if you are a YouTube creator or whatever, an online creator with over 100,000, 200,000, in my case, over 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, who've been seen by millions of people, there is no one. There is not a peer in the same phase of life as you. And it's weird to say that because I never thought it was. When you meet people and they don't understand the hurdles you face. And the critics online don't understand the hurdles you face either. They try to criticize you on whatever. They're way wrong. They're wrong on every issue. You don't even know what it's like. You have no fucking idea. And it's funny because you think you do. That's the even funnier part. You don't know what it's like to be me.
Shut up, you whiny bitch. You branded yourself this way. Fuck off.
that's what you do. That's not what a man does. That's not what a woman does. It's not about masculinity or femininity or anything. That's about what people have to do. There are times in your life where you are faced with something that you never could have imagined, that you never could predict, that you will not be prepared for. Defendant unquestionably knew his actions were illegal. He is highly educated, passed the bar exam, and is licensed to practice law. Despite his extensive education and in-depth knowledge of the law, the threat of incarceration did not stop the defendant from committing his crimes. Therefore, a significant term of imprisonment is now needed to deter the defendant from committing any future crimes. And again, I feel like a broken ass record because I've said all of this in the context of other people. When you are under the thumb of government, you are not prepared for it. No matter what you think you are not prepared for it. They will go after you in ways that you do not expect. They will come at you with information and you won't know if it's true. And you won't be able to adequately challenge it right away. There's a process. And that process in and of itself is designed to grind you into dirt.
It's funny because I said a long time ago that I wanted to see the defendants ground into dust. Every dollar that goes into it grinds a little bit of their spirit into dust. And that's funny to me because I will say this like a child. You started it. You started it.
It's designed to make you capitulate to government.
And I do want them ground into dust. And that's me. And no one else gets to claim my motive but me.
Because they'll say, we have this and this and this. And you'll say, fuck you, show me.
It's not a winner of a case, that's for sure. From a defense perspective, that's a plea deal case if you've ever heard one. And you plea hard and you negotiate very well. That's where you lay that federal judge card. That's where you talk about how remorseful he is and how it's the alcohol's fault and he's done rehab and he wants to go back because it was so beneficial. That's where you start playing those cards, is in a plea agreement.
And when you do take a moment, and you work with government, and you can find this in the recently leaked documents, and you cooperate by, say, asking them to come into your home, they will lie under oath to the judge. That's right, Alicia Sweep.
He had my family, friends, and me fooled. Slowly, he began to show his anger, control, and manipulation problems. This year, his problems have come to a climax. I become scared of his personality and the things of which he is capable of doing. If you're out there and this sack of garbage is beating you, or scaring you, or threatening your friends, your family, your animals, whatever it is, you don't have to put up with that.
They will lie under oath to the judge. They will fabricate a situation that did not occur. They will lie about your willingness to cooperate. They will lie about things that you said. They will generate statements said by other people out of nothing because I was there and that wasn't said.
Listen, seriously, to all of you people who are supporting the victims, Occam's razor. Occam's razor.
They will violate the rules of evidence. They will violate the rules of civil procedure. They will violate the rules of juvenile procedure. And disinterested judges and very fucking terrible attorneys will let it all go. Because everyone grovels at the feet of government. But I don't.
I do think he should be immunized from assassinating his political enemy through SEAL Team 6 because there's so much process that goes into an order for assassination through a SEAL team. Because I think if a president has the political capital to arrest Congress, then Congress must be so far gone. The president must be so fucking popular and must be the manifestation of the political will of the country to such a degree. Yeah, no, I think the president is the fucking king. Absolutely. I said that unironically.
If you're ever in a situation like mine, and I pray that you're not, do not allow anyone to convince you that you should grovel before government or just accept an outcome.
As a lawyer, I'm required to take the position, and I do on many levels, that everyone is entitled to a competent defense. But the problem is, sometimes a competent defense is a plea agreement because they're definitely guilty. I run into guilty people all the time.
Don't do it. Government's system of punishment is designed to fuck you.
They deserve the guillotine for this, but we don't have that anymore. So the worst thing you can do is grind them into dust.
And it does it mercilessly, relentlessly, unapologetically, and it doesn't even call you good girl and spit in your mouth. It just does it.
They're awful! They're terrible people, and I want to see them ground into dust!
And when you're tired and bleeding on the bed, it does it again and again and again. You can't roll over until you're sore enough. And that's what they want you to do, is roll over. Don't.
He better plea to something lower. He better plea out, and the feds better feel merciful, because you know who won't feel merciful? His cellmate.
Fight for your rights. You have them. They exist for a reason, including your right to free speech. And I will sit here and I will fight for every one of those commentators' rights to be a giant coward in the face of someone else's plight. And it's amazing to watch these people that I thought were courageous quiver in fear, performatively, just to beg you for one more $20 donation, please. It's embarrassing.
So have fun defending these liars over and over and over again, they have lied. You can see it for what? How many months are we at now? 7 months since January. They have lied again and again and again, and you people keep excusing it. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to excuse this?
With that, as stated, I will not be talking about my case. I will be resuming content focused on the same things we always focus on. That content will be absent any alcohol or anything else. That content will be jovial and lighthearted most of the time, except maybe if I'm in a bad mood. Because guess what, guys? You've always gotten me, not a performative thing, not some mask, not some persona. You get me.
This is a narcissist. This is what they do. They can't be responsible for damage. They can only be the savior or the hero of their story. That's it. He has to justify it.
Wherever I am. And sometimes, I know over the past couple of years, you've gotten a dark version. You've gotten me on a really shitty fucking day. But hey, everybody has some shitty days. You've got me on some really fucking good ones too.
Okay, I'm about done talking about this, because if I keep talking about this, I'm going to keep getting mad and the stream will never end. But I don't want to talk all night about a disgusting, vile, petulant little abuser, manipulator. Oh, there are clues, by the way. He's talked about all of this in code before.
Hope to have many more of those with you. Again, what's so shocking to me are all the lawyers who suddenly forgot that you can't talk about a fucking criminal case. They'll tell you, they'll say it. They'll say it on Twitter and stuff. They'll be like, oh, Nick shouldn't be talking. When I tell a joke about cops talking about my house, like, and label this clearly a joke. They're like, oh my God, Nick shouldn't say that. Ugh. And then they'll come out and they'll be like, Nick needs to apologize for everything he's accused of. And I'm like, accused of is the word here. Accused of. Let's let the government fucking prove anything first.
Are you going to back that up? It's documented. I'm not making it up. It's documented. You just read it. And oh my God, am I going to try and get the transcripts from those hearings?
Let's let them prove anything. Because they haven't even had an opportunity to do so. That's the best part. One day, though, I get to tell you about all of this. But right now, we have Constitution to worry about. My personal liberty is what I'm concerned with. The welfare and well-being of my family, despite the little memes about it, has always been and will always be my top priority. Anyone suggesting otherwise? Well, I don't want to violate YouTube's rules about encouraging self-harm.
He shows what his intentions are when people get in his way.
So won't comment further on what you should do. There are 6 people in this world that have consistently mattered to me more than my own safety or anything else. And that's my wife and my children.
Nick says he sleeps in the master bedroom with Kayla. He indicated April was at the home visiting. That's probably why April got cut loose. She may have flipped, but they also didn't implicate her.
Y'all, I am monogamous AF. If you ever see any video or picture of me with anyone, much less another woman, it's absolutely fake.
The second you pump all that semen into her and she gets pregnant, her body is destroyed for the next
3 to 5 years.
Mandy is
That she
so
does.
fucking gorgeous.
I'm a happily monogamous married man with 5 children.
If you have 5 kids, her body will be destroyed. Destroyed. Like, we paced out 2 years per kid, basically. 13 years. 13 minimum. 13 years. She is not going to be that 8, 9, 10 that you married.
Mandy, if I was single, Mandy, you would never be single again.
I have a partner that I'm monogamous with, and that's not changing.
Could you have a little bit of respect for the fact that the guy has a wife and 5 children? That's Nick's watch she's wearing.
Mandy, if I were not married, girl, I would wreck you. I would save you. I would do whatever on earth. I would do whatever on earth to praise you.
I'm in a monogamous relationship.
No matter how much she runs, no matter how much she walks, that stomach skin just doesn't go away. Those abs don't tighten up. She could do 1,000 crunches. It doesn't matter. She could do 1,000 crunches a day. It doesn't matter.
Mandy, if I were not married, girl, I would wreck you. I would save you. I would do whatever on earth. I would do whatever on earth to praise you.
I'm married and pretty much monogamous basically my entire life. Nothing matters. Her tits, after the baby's done breastfeeding, they're gonna be pancakes down to her fucking waist. It doesn't, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about that.
Mandy is so goddamn hot.
And then she's like, well, what about these other women? I'm like, literally, you take all of my money and all of my fucking effort in life. Why? I don't have a reservoir for some side chick.
April comes upstairs and she goes, guys, Aaron, yeah? Do you have anything for Nick? We're having problems.
Camelot, I don't need MDMA from men. I think men in monogamous relationships would have trouble having sex with women outside if they're committed to the relationship.
Do you know how fucking stressful and expensive 5 kids are? Do you have any idea? Do you have any concept of it? Because I can tell you how expensive 5 kids are.
Mandy is fucking phenomenally hot.
My wife and I are happily monogamous, and that's, I don't know what to tell you.
He said that Kayla started doing these things because she thought that's what he wanted. Now, Kayla would expound on that and go, well, I was only listening to his show and listening to the things he said and listening to the kinds of people he talked to. And I thought that was the kind of woman he wanted. I just wanted to be the woman that I thought Nick wanted.
Mandy is so hot. Mandy, if you come to Matsuri, I will not say a goddamn word. I won't say anything. I'm a Christian, trad, whatever. Lady Rackets will tell you that you are fucking fire.
I'm a monogamous married man, Camelot.
Kayla got completely naked, came down the stairs. This was at my house. I was seated on the couch. And like Nick was seated on the couch too. What? And she brought the gift down to me and like sat on my lap and gave it to me. But like Nick's right there.
Mandy is gorgeous.
My wife and I are monogamous and have been for our entire marriage.
So then he goes upstairs and Kayla and I are on the couch. And like, I'm totally not getting into it because I can see Nick peeking around the door.
Look, I'm married. I'm a humble, wonderful man. I will never have sex with you or whatever.
We're monogamous, and we've only ever had sex with each other.
Oh, Mandy, you came and you teased with the picture.